So in this video we'll study about the appendicular skeleton. So what is the mean by appendicular skeleton? So appendicular skeleton we'll study about in two parts. In the first part we'll study about the bones and about the just basic concept, and in the second part we'll study about the details of all the appendicular skeleton bones. So what the appendicular skeleton it consists of? Appendicular skeleton it consists of the girdles and it consists of limbs. So limbs we can say there is upper limbs and lower limbs bones. So upper limbs and lower upper limbs have the 60 bones here, and lower limbs we also have the 60 bones. And girdles we have the two types of girdles here, that is the pectoral girdle, that is the pectoral, and another is pelvic girdle. Pectoral and pelvic girdle. So pectoral girdles it connects the axial or up to the upper limbs, and pelvic girdle it connects the axial to the lower limbs. So it's the pelvic girdles. Then we can see in the diagram here. If you see in the diagram, so diagram we see that this is which bone? We have the clavicle bone here. We have the clavicle bone here, clavicle bone, or we can say this is our collar bone. So this is our collar bone, and posteriorly behind it we have the scapula. Posterior behind it we have the scapula, and we say it the shoulder blade. We say it shoulder blade. So remember we have the we can call it shoulder girdles. Then we have this bone, or we can say this one. So this is our humerus bone. Which bone is this? This is our humerus bone. This one is elbow joint. Then we have radius and the ulnar bones. So this is our radius bone that present towards the thumb, and this is our ulnar bone that present towards the little fingers. And then we have the this one, we have the carpal bones here that forms the wrist joint, and then we have metacarpal. So these are our metacarpal bone, metacarpals, and then we have the phalanges bone here. So these are, so how many humerus bones? So we have the one here, the radius 1, ulnar 1 bones, carpal 8. So they are arranged in the proximal and the distal parts. And metacarpal, how many in number? These are 5 in number, and the phalanges, these are 14 in number. So it consists of the proximal phalanges. There is a proximal phalanges, then we have middle phalanges, then we have distal phalanges. So this was about the upper limbs. Okay, now we talk about the pelvic girdle. So in the pelvic girdle there is pelvic girdle, it connects the, like this is the lower limbs and this is our, so pelvic girdle mainly consists of our hip bones. It mainly consists of the hip bone. What is that? That is ilium, ischium or ischium, and another is pubis. So these are our hip bone. Now it connects, this is the part, the acetabulum. So acetabulum it connects. So this is our which bone? This is femur bone. This bone, femur bone, the largest bone in our body. And then we have this one anteriorly at the knee joint. We have the bone that is the patella. As we told, that is patella is the our sesamoid bone. So patella is what bone? That is sesamoid bone. Then we have if we talk about the bones of the legs, then we have the tibia, and then is fibula. Okay, if we talk about the foot bones, so we have the tarsals. Which bone we have? We have the tarsal bone here. Then we have the metatarsal, and then we have the phalanges bones, or we can phalanges. Okay, so how femur in number? If we talk about the, there is 2 in number, like from the both hand, and if you talk one hand, then one side, then one. So patella is also 2, then tibia 1 bone, fibula 1 bones. If we, only from, if we talk only one side, and the foot, the tarsal, how many in number? Tarsal, that is metatarsal 5 in number, and tarsal there are 7 in number, and phalanges there are also 14 in number. So these are why tarsal. So total there is 30 bones in the one side, 30, and there is, that includes the 120 bones here. that include the 120 bones, and the girdles it's 6 bones. So total, how many appendicular skeleton it consists of? How many bones? It consists of 126 bones. So this is the basic of the bones, as we know, as we all know. So let's more details. So pectoral girdles, it consists of the scapula. Scapula we studied about, that is the shoulder blades, and the clavicle we studied, that is the collarbones. So it, what is the shoulder function of the shoulder blade? It allows the greater upper limbs mobility. The sternoclavicular joint here. One more thing I want to add, that is, you can see here we have the sternum here and we have the clavicle here. So this one we called it sternoclavicular joint. Sternoclavicular joint. So this we have the sternoclavicular joint. Okay, why I am telling this? Because sternoclavicular joint, it's the only point of attachment, between the axial skeleton and the pectoral girdles. Only point of attachment. The only point of attachment between pectoral girdles and the axial skeleton. I hope you understand this. Axial skeleton. So what is that? That is our sternoclavicular joint. So this is our sternoclavicular joints and is the only point of attachment between the pectoral girdle and the axial skeleton. As you can see here, this is our also. So we have the notch here, that is our clavicular notch on the sternum regions. Then we talk about the pelvic girdles. So pelvic girdle, I told, that is formed by the hip bones, formed by the joints of the hip bones. So you can see the posteriorly they do not attach to any bones, they do not, but anteriorly they fuse to each other and they form the pubic symphysis, and anteriorly they fuse and forms the pubic symphysis. So here they are fusing and they are forming the pubic symphysis. Pubic symphysis. Okay, how we can differentiate the, if you have the two skeleton, that is the male and the female, so how we can differentiate the male and female skeleton? Differentiate male and female skeleton. So how we can differentiate it? We can differentiate the male and the female skeleton with the help of the pelvic regions. If the pelvic is broader, if pelvic is wider than the male, so in the female, what the pelvic region will be wider, and in the male the pelvic region will be small. So we can easily differentiate the male and female skeleton by the on the basis of the pelvic width. So remember about that, it pelvic girdle, it posteriorly it joins with the sacrum regions. Posteriorly they do not connect to each other, but they join with the sacrum, as you can see here. Posteriorly they join with the sacrum, and anteriorly they join to each other anteriorly and they form the pubic symphysis. And laterally, as we told earlier, that is joined to the head of the thigh bone through a cup shaft, that is, we can say it is that a acetabulum. We'll talk about it in the another part, that is the acetabulum part. Okay, then we talk again next. This is about pubic symphysis. Remember this more important part. It's help in the pregnancy in the female. And then we talk about the upper limbs. So if we talk about the upper limbs, then upper limbs we have the humerus, that is arm bones and shoulder till the hair we told, and then with the radius and the ulnus, elbow to wrist joints. Then we have carpal bones. Okay, let's talk more about the carpal bones. We have carpal bones. So carpal bone, we can see, we already told that's how many number, they are 18 number. So these are 18 number, and they presents, they have the two rows, that is the proximal rows. So we can say this one is our proximal row, this one is our proximal row, and we have another one, we have the distal row. Proximal, that near to the joint, but distal means that is away from the joint. So see that scaphoid. So we have the mnemonics here, but the mnemonics, she looks too pretty, try to catch her. Okay guys, So she looks too pretty. If she looks too pretty, then try to catch her. Don't go anywhere, but try to catch her. So okay, so she looks too pretty, try to catch her. So we have the mnemonics here, though we have the scaphoid that present radially. If you go to the means lateral, means we have which bones? We have the lateral presents, forearm bones. We have the radius present laterally, and medial it presents ulnar bones. So we have the scaphoid, then we have the lunate, tricutal, and the pisiform. Pisiform we told that is our sesamoid bone. That is our sesamoid bone at the smallest carpal bone. Then we have the trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, and hamate. So remember this sequence: scaphoid, lunate, tricutal, pisiform, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, and hamate. Remember like that. Okay. So remember from the mnemonics. Once you remember the mnemonics, then you will get all the carpal bones. So these are the carpal bones. So we have the proximal bones, proximal, and which another is distal parts here, proximal and distal parts. Okay, then this is about the these are 8 in number. Then we have the metacarpal bones. So metacarpal, as we all know, so these are our how many in number? So metacarpal we have 5 in number. Metacarpal, as we discussed, these are the 5 in number. Then we have the phalanges. Then we have phalanges. These are the 14 in number. So this is about 14 numbers. So the phalanges we told that is consist of 3 parts, that proximals, middle, and the distal phalanges. So as we told this one, and the next about we have about the lower limbs. So lower limbs, as we know, so lower limb it consists of the femur, then tibia, and the fibula. So talk about the femur. So we can say femur is our, not fever, it's femur. Femur is our thigh bone. So femur is a thigh bone from the hip to the knee regions. Then we have the patella bone, that is also our another sesamoid bone. Then we have the tibia and the fibula. And remember, when the tibia and the fibula, so tibia and the fibula, these are the leg bones, and from the knee to the ankle. So tibia is medial and fibula is the lateral. So tibia is, remember of the tibia, it is the medial bones, and fibula it is lateral, as you can see in the diagrams. So medial and lateral all we know. So we have the medial part, and we have the part away from our body, that is lateral, and part the along near the vertical axis, that is the medial parts. So if you have the two parts here, so this is our face, so we have the two parts here. So this part will be the lateral and this part will be the medial. So part that near to the vertical axis, that will be the medial, and part away from the, that part going away from our body, that will be the lateral part. So medial and the lateral. And we have the foot. So this about so fibula, we can say this is our lateral part, and tibia we can see this is our medial bone. Okay, the distal end of the tibia. So you can see this is the tibia. So distal end, they form the medial malleolus and they form the lateral malleolus. What they form? They form the medial malleolus. These are the distal end of tibia and fibula. They call the malleolus. So this is the form that they form the medial malleolus and they form the lateral malleolus. And we can easily palpate about the medial malleolus and the lateral malleolus. So this is about the tibia and the fibula. Okay, next we talk about the tarsal bones. So let's talk here. So tarsal bone, we know that is our 7 in number. As you all know that these are 7 in number. 7 in number. Okay, then we know the mnemonics here. Remember the mnemonics here, the acute Tina never could cooperate. That is the mnemonics. What is the mnemonics here? The acute Tina never could cooperate. So remember, this is lateral to medial. This is lateral to medial side, or we can say proximal to the distal. So we can say proximal to distal sides. So this is, or we can say proximal to distal sides. So this is the mnemonics from the lateral to medials and proximal. So what is that? Q Tina never could cooperate means we have the calcaneus bone here. We have the calcute, then we have the Tina, then we have the never, we could cooperate. Then calcaneus bone, talus bone, navicular bones, cuboid and cuneiforms. Okay, let's check the diagram here. So the diagram here but saying the calcaneus is okay, this is the lateral, right? Okay, this is our lateral side and this is our medial side. Okay, so let's go to lateral to medial, the calcaneus on the lateral side, then this our on the medial side, which one? Talus bone. So this is our the proximal part. If you to go to the this is like we can say anterior or posterior, we can say this is the proximal part or this is the distal part. And the distal part we talk about, this is our which bone? We have the navicular bones here. So this is along the proximal part. Then if you talk about the distals, we have the cuboid bones, and then we have the cuneiform bones. So remember about the cuneiform bones, we have the three parts here. What the three parts? We have lateral, intermediate and medial cuneiform bones. Lateral, intermediate and medial cuneiform bones. So these are the bones for the tarsal bones. So where the lateral, we can see here, this is all the lateral cuneiform bones. We can see this is the intermediate, this is the medials, and here we can say this is the body, this is the metatarsal bone. Which bone? These are the metatarsals, metatarsal bone we can say here, and these are our the phalanges, or we can say phalanx. These are the, we can say phalanx. Phalanges for hand and phalanx for foot. Okay, so this is about the tarsal bones. So as we can see in the diagram, so in the diagram we studied about the girdles and the limbs part. So I think it's finished. So one more about the tibia. So one some important things here. So about the, remember about the tibia. Another name we can use for the tibia, that we can call it shin bone. We can shin bone. Then we have the patella. Patella we already told, that is our kneecap. Patella is the kneecap. So I think this is finished. We should finish the basic part here. So first we should know about the all the bones and about the girdles. If any queries and any problems, then you can write me in the comment, and we'll discuss it more about in the next part. And okay, bye. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.